main two on offense for the Bulldogs, and Lum and Vasquez, the leading scorers for Skyline. As we get ready to get going here, and the opening tip won by the Trojans, and they will have the first possession as Walter Lum will bring it up. Skyline 7-6 on the season. San Mateo 6-8. And there's a nice shot by Corby Vasquez to get us going here tonight.
A nice job getting inside the lane, was able to use the short mid-range jumper, painted area, knocked it down.
Vasquez averages 14 a game, Walter Lum 13.9. And now San Mateo with their first offensive possession. Phillips trying to attack the basket, loses it. And here comes Lum the other way. Lum will give it up. Hainsworth decided not to take that open baseline jumper, and now Skyline will set up the offense. Lum with it.
Yeah, that was a jumper that Hainsworth had to be confident in the ability to knock that down. It was wide open in transition. It's like a 7-foot jump shot.
And a good block there by Phillips. And now the corner three, that's good for Becky Luong. So there's the guy we highlighted in the open, and Luong knocks down his first shot from the corner.
And you can see already the difference is the fact that the Bulldogs want to play with pace.
And Lum gets to the basket there, unable to finish. Quickly coming the other way are the Bulldogs. Arenas gave it up. Now Arenas with it back. He will drive. Surrounded by a couple of black shirts. Now kicks it over to Phillips. Phillips drives baseline before slow down. Back out to Arenas. Arenas now an open straightaway three. That one rattles in and out. Ball tipped around. Rebound by Lum.
Look for the Bulldogs. Use a dribble drive offense. Try to get to the painted areas. Draw and kick for the open threes.
And they had a good look there from Arenas. Just unable to knock it down. 2 minutes in. Lum. That shot rattles in.
Nice job by Lum showing his ability to negotiate with the basketball. Got to an area on the floor that he's comfortable with. Was able to lift for the jumper.
Into the corner, Phillips. Nearly turned over. Nice job there by Jefferson to keep possession. Now Phillips drives. Player down for Skyline. The pass and the layup there for Bryant Jefferson. And player down and in pain for Skyline.
And look for Skyline to double on anything that goes into the post. And one thing that head coach Marcel said that he wanted to get the ball into Phillips as much as possible down in the painted area and allow him to work his magic.
So they're taking a look at the left knee. Let's take a look here and see if we can see what happened.
It looks as though they bumped knees. We're speaking of Vasquez as he was guarding on the perimeter. Jefferson that swung through. Looked like they bumped knees. Hopefully that's what the injury is. We hate to see him not able to complete this game.
Yeah. We'll take one more look at it here. A little slower.
You can see here, there it is right there. You see that? There's the bump of the knees right there. You can see it. So I think that's all it is. He's walking off the floor at his own power. And I tell you what, those hurt when you get those. So I'm sure he'll be able to come back in the game. He will not miss this game for anything if possible.
So Vasquez takes a seat. Has 2 of their 4 points. Of course, Walter Lum the other. The 2 freshmen that have been the leading threats on offense this season for the Trojans.
Vasquez was 23 for 71 from behind the arc. And Lum is 28 of 81 from behind the arc.
Lum brings it up.
Man-to-man defense by the Bulldogs.
Jumper there is good. Elijah Flowers, the freshman, with his first basket. And that puts the Trojans back in front, 6-5.
Although analytically that may be not the correct shot a lot of people like, but I love the mid-range jumper.
Near turnover there. Arenas attacked the basket, then tried to pass it, and it went right to red and black shirt, but fortunately for him, it went off of Skyline and out of bounds, and so possession will stay with the Bulldogs.
Yeah, that was Jacob Schaub that was able to get his hands on that, deflected out of bounds.
It had reset the shot clock back down to 16 as it had reset. And a nice inbounds play there, but that shot unable to go down from Lopez.
Yeah, nice lob to the rim. He's not able to finish.
Here's a three short from Spurlock, who had a big game off the bench with 17 in their last win. Good defense there by Hainsworth, blocking Arenas.
Was not a wise decision by Lum to be able to manage the basketball as much as possible.
And Arenas attacks the basket, and again Hainsworth with the block. So Hainsworth didn't want to take that shot earlier, but he's looked good on defense here. A couple blocks in these opening first 3.5+ minutes. Arenas applying all sorts of pressure on Hainsworth. Shot clock under 10. Hainsworth now will take the three. And that one a little hard. Rebounded by Jefferson.
Well, that's a good shot within the offense, but the spacing was bad for the Trojans.
Long. Now back out to Benjamin. Benjamin drives, a nice pass there. Jefferson unable to finish. And quickly the other way comes Skyline. And the dunk by Hainsworth.
And that's a nice unselfish play. You have Hainsworth, the trailer coming down, was able to flush that for his first bucket of the game.
Yeah, he didn't hesitate to shoot that one. So an 8-5 lead for Skyline as we near 5 minutes into the first half. Arenas with it up top. Lopez now surrounded by a couple black shirts, still trying to do something, and he's tied up.
Yeah, Desai Lopez had an open jumper when he immediately got the ball right in the painted area, decided he didn't like that shot and tried to make something happen. Here's the open court. And there is Hainsworth saying, no, I got this. Send it home, big fella.
And nice shot there by Flowers to give it up to Hainsworth for the dunk. Shot like a one. They got to get something out. They do, and they get the ball. Great play there with just 1 second on the shot clock, and somehow Jackie Long gets wide open and able to put it in.
He was able to use the glass. Presence of mind, didn't bring the basketball down, just went straight up with it. Was able to convert.
Long with it. Shot clock down to 10, closely guarded out here on the perimeter. Splits a couple white shirts, throws it up wildly. Not able to get it to fall. Rebound by Lopez, who pushes the pace. Benjamin backs it out to the Long. Now into the post, and that's a great look. Just unable to finish with Jefferson. Just his fourth game played, his fourth start of the season. Perhaps still a little bit rusty on offense. And that ball out of bounds in possession will go to the Bulldogs.
And this is where the Bulldogs need to take advantage of their size advantage, going inside. Skyline is small in the interiors in the front court, so hopefully the Bulldogs can continue to pound the ball inside.
Yeah, you mentioned a guy like the 6'4" Jefferson, 6'3" Phillips. They've got the size. Stick kicks it into the corner. And a good look, just not able to hit the corner three. Rebounded by Lopez.
That was a nice play design with a little screen. Get the man open in the corner for the skip over. Was not able to knock it down, but good look.
So the turnover there will give it back to San Mateo. 8-7 Skyline leads here with 13:50 to go in the first half. Probably the pace right now, you would say, favors Skyline, lower scoring game. And now just a 1-point lead for the Trojans.
Yeah, definitely Skyline want to keep the game in the 60s or 70s if possible. See, if the game get into the 80s, that favors the Bulldogs of San Mateo.
Again, some good defense this time by Jacob Stab, the 6'4" freshman. And now a near turnover. Skyline able to maintain possession.
As you see, the Bulldogs are running and jumping all over the floor like a frantic pace because they want to turn you over and try to pick up the pace. Nice job by Skyline to step through those double teams for the finish.
Yeah, stab the basket, and there's a putback dunk. Denzel McCollum with the big finish there.
I remember McCollum, we played at Sarah last year. Super athletic. Need to develop more of a face-up game for his size. But he definitely can play above the rim. The stick back goes high and was able to finish that for the freshman from Sarah High School.
So the foul called there on the Bulldogs. 12:46 to go in the first half. A 10-9 Skyline lead. Nearly a backcourt. Able to keep his footing was Avac. Now the kick back out to Miranda, but an offensive foul will give it back to San Mateo.
And you can see what's going on the floor here, Paul, is that the Bulldogs are trapping every possession now turning into a frantic pace. So they're going to make you make decisions as a ball handler. Now it's an offensive foul. Easy has got his foot outside the smiley face there, but they're going to force you to make plays. They're going to trap on every possession, so you have to find the open man, be strong with the basketball, and step through the double teams.
And there's a nice pass. Unable to finish is Sarvan, but he will head to the free throw line. Sarvan, the 6'8" freshman. Missed a good portion of the season with injury, but we'll head to the free throw line here. A chance for his first point of the night, and he misses the first.
And that play was designed and developed by Benjamin, the point guard, as he was able to go downhill. As you can see here, was able to get downhill, all eyes on me, dump down pass to Sarvan. Now he has an opportunity for the second of 2 free throws.
You can see Flowers called there on that foul, and he does knock down the second. So 1 of 2 from the free throw line for Sarvan, and we're tied at 10.
So here's their run and jump defense. They're going to use that all evening long, especially on made baskets. Going to try to push you to the trapping areas. Skyline needs to be strong with the basketball, step through the double teams and find the open man.
Rennick. Pace at times for sure. Ball finds its way to basket. It's good to see him back in. He must be feeling all right after getting knocked in his knee. And that was last touch by Skyline. Possession will go to San Mateo.
And Paul, what this does, it takes you out of your offense. Now you can't run any sets because now you're flying around. So it's important that the Trojans of Skyline space the floor 12 to 15 feet, make sure they have the appropriate spacing, and then drive their driving lanes, force them to make decisions.
Just under 10 minutes, or under 12 minutes to go, I should say. Tied at 10. Vasquez back in there for Skyline. Good move, just unable to finish. There was Benjamin.
Benjamin was able to show his athleticism with the basketball, his fluidity.
Yeah, hard to miss him out there with those highlighter shoes. And that's a nice finish there at the basket by Sammy.
Nice job by Sammy to go up strong with the basketball. Went through the contact and was able to finish.
And that shot, no good. One and done. Rebounded by Flowers. Yeah. Especially with the 6'8" Sarvan down there near the basket. Able to finish on the last time down the floor. San Mateo's got 5 bodies all getting ready to come back in. Looking to try to draw contact, and somehow he gets that shot to fall. A long 2 for Walter Lum. His second basket of the night. He now has 4.
That's a nice job by Lum. The show and go was very crafty with the basketball. Was able to take the contact. Got the defender to leave his feet. For the nice little float game for the bucket.
So the foul there will send Daniel Benjamin to the free throw line. Looking for his first points of the night. A 69.6% free throw shooter, averaging 5.9 points per game. And a chance to cut into this deficit from the free throw line. And he's able to knock down the first, and that'll bring in 4 new bodies with a 5th ready to come in if he knocks down the 2nd.
So pretty much a hockey change for the Bulldogs. They want to wear you down relentlessly because they're going to play 40 minutes of pressure all game long.
Well, and if you know as a San Mateo player that you're going to play a couple minutes and then everybody's going to get subbed out or subbed in, you make sure you play hard those 3 minutes. You're going to be rested soon enough.
Well, it keeps everyone engaged because now they know they have an opportunity to play. Vasquez is checked back in the game as well for Skyline.
Knocking down both free throws there was Benjamin. And it's a 14-12 Skyline lead with 10:39 to go here in the first half. Lum gives it up to Hainsworth. Now the pass into the post. Now nice kick into the corner for a wide open 3, and that was knocked down by Colby Vasquez.
And that was a nice job of finding the open man, getting it, playing inside out, was able to rotate the ball out. Nice jumper by Vasquez coming back in the game.
Looked like he was in some pain for a while, but nothing like a wide open 3 to make yourself feel better. And we're going to call a 3-second. Actually, they're going to call a foul called there before the drive on Skyline.
I'll tell you what, Coach Pegrossi should be excited right now because his team is dictating the pace.
17-12 Skyline, 10 minutes to go here in this first half. Nice look, just unable to finish there. And the rebound grabbed by Vasquez, closely guarded by Lopez.
Skyline is forcing the Bulldogs one shot and out.
3 there, short, rebounded by the Long. Now into the corner to Benjamin. Benjamin gives it back up. And a nice job attacking the basket, just unable to finish the 2nd and 3rd opportunity here for San Mateo. And finally they get the shot to fall. Desai Lopez sticking with it, and he finally has his first basket of the night.
Desai Lopez using the second side for that basket under the rim. Had the presence of mind to go up strong and use the second side of the rim for that, for his first bucket of the game.
Foul called here on the Bulldogs, just their 2nd foul of this half. Not a whole lot of fouls, just 6 total between the 2 sides.
And that was nice recognition by Lum as he had Vasquez that was posting up, as Benjamin had his back to the individual taking the ball out of bounds, just threw it right over the top, and easy foul for Benjamin.
So Kobe Vasquez to the free throw line, a 68% free throw shooter. Right now, a team high 5, make that a game high 6 as he rattles in the first.
Vasquez came into the game 3rd in terms of made free throws. Leader of the team is Lum with 36. Hainsworth has 32.
And second free throw, no good. Offensive rebound, though, by Skyline, and then he is fouled. So a nice job there by Jacob Stab to grab the offensive rebound, draw the foul. And so another possession here for Skyline.
Second chance opportunities on missed free throws drive coaches crazy. Those are what you call a Malox moment for coaches that just drives them crazy.
New 30 for Skyline. Driving the kick into the corner, wide open 3, and it's good. Elijah Flowers now with 5. And quickly the other way, San Mateo unable to get to fall. Players down all over. One still down, back underneath the basket. Quickly Skyline. And San Mateo is going to get bailed out by a traveling call. And players still down on the other end. There he is. It's Ronaldo Phillips still down.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you take a look at Skyline coming into this game, they're able to achieve the things they looked at. There's a drive by Lum. Nice job. Corner 3 ball. Count that for the bucket. But again, Skyline is dictating the pace. We talked about that earlier. If they can keep the game in the 60s, they have a good chance. You do not want to allow the Bulldogs to get out in traffic and run.
Yeah, and the Bulldogs are they're trying to force the issue. They've applied a lot of pressure, but some good patience on offense by the Trojans, and they haven't let the Bulldogs really get out and run in the open court really at all.
Well, it's great man movement and ball movement by the Trojans, but they're making shots. So that's what's the difference. Nice job by Benjamin.
Yeah, some good ball movement there. And there's Brian Jefferson with the basket. He now has 4. And the lead cut down to 5. And now away from the ball, a foul is going to be called on San Mateo. I believe this is their 5th team foul of the half.
Thus far, one of the keys that Coach Bacrosi indicated that you need to handle both Arenas and Luong, and they've done a good job of that so far. Arenas has no points.
And Luong just the 5. Meanwhile, Blum 4, Vasquez 6 for Skyline. And there's a nice pass and an easy finish at the basket. Jacob Schaub now with 4, and the lead up to 7.
All was generated from penetration and kick. Inside for the dump down. Schaub was able to keep the ball high, use the window.
Off the window, no good. And Bulldogs going to get a second chance here. And there's a big 3 for the Bulldogs.
And that came from a turnover as the Trojans were able to control the rebound. They was able to get out in traffic, but then they turned the ball right back over. And Arenas was able to knock down his first 3 ball.
And so I think he heard us talking. He hadn't had a basket yet, and finally Arenas on the board.
That was a nice job by Benjamin finding an open man. He stepped into that with confidence, knocked that down. I mean, that's something that we know that Arenas can do. Came in with 29 made threes, 29 for 52. Now he's 30 for 53.
And Coach Marcel commented, he's a guy that can play all 5 positions if they really need it, if they get into foul trouble. That last basket cut the lead down to 4. Under 7.5 minutes to go here in this first half. Pass there, deflected. Finds its way over to Lum. Lum lets it go. Short and quickly the other way. Here comes Benjamin. Benjamin still with it. Puts it up, and that's blocked. And that's a great job. Not only the block, but then to keep it alive. And now a basket and the foul for Skyline. Great sequence there. First Hainsworth defensively, and coming back the other way, Vasquez with the and 1.
And Hainsworth made that play happen. It may not show up in the books, but that's a great job by Hainsworth, able to make that happen. Blocked the shot, saved it, and it was get out in transit. Here it is. There's the block, save, kick it back in. Now you have Lung driving up the floor. Vasquez driving up the floor, was able to use the window and knock that down.
Yeah, you can see there, he was fired up. That's a great play. I mean, very athletic, not only to make the block, but then to quickly jump back up and throw it back to keep the ball from going out of bounds. And it leads to this 3-point opportunity, and it's a successful one. So Vasquez, the 3-point play, he now has 9, and the lead for Skyline is up to 7.
And you recall, Vasquez went out of the game. That's a travel as well, but Vasquez went out when they bumped knees. Looked as though he was not going to be able to make it in, but I told you, Paul, he'll be in this game, and now he's making his presence known.
Yeah, he's got a game-high 9 despite missing a couple minutes after getting injured. And right now, Skyline with their biggest lead of the night at 7 and a chance to add to it. And a foul is going to be called there on Daniel Benjamin. Right along the sideline, kind of just shoved him out.
Yeah, Benjamin rode him down the sideline. Easy call for the official. Walter Lund was driving up the right lane line.
That their 6th team foul, so not yet in the bonus is the Trojans, but the next foul will have them go to the line and shoot 1 and 1. 6:50 to go here in the first half. There's Hainsworth with it, gives it up, and the 3 online just short from Vasquez.
Yeah, they ran a horn series, an A series with a dribble handoff. Vasquez was just short, but the shot was straight on.
3 is no good. Second chance opportunity. Lopez grabs the rebound. unable to convert, but he draws the foul, and he will head to the free throw line.
And that's to be expected, because the fact of the matter is that Skyline is slow in the interiors. But there it is. He flies in like a man on the trapeze, so to speak, was able to grab that. Now he have an opportunity for 2 free throws.
Yeah, foul called there on Walter Lum as Lopez goes to the free throw line, a 70% free throw shooter. And he knocks down the first. And you said did a nice job attacking the basket there. In fact, when we talked with Coach Marcial, he said one of the things Lopez does a great job at is attacking the basket and crashing the boards.
And he's one of their better finishers around the rim.
And he knocks down both free throws. So Lopez now with 4. Lead cut down to 5, and the Bulldogs applying some pressure in the backcourt, and it leads to a turnover.
So the run and jump defense creates a turnover on a made basket. Look for the Bulldogs to consistently put pressure on made baskets.
Arenas a good look, unable to finish. Second chance opportunity. Jefferson grabbed the rebound, but he stepped out of bounds.
So look for the Bulldogs again to put full court pressure on. Run and jump defense, try to get some turnovers, easy baskets. Skyline needs to continue to have a floor spaced 12 to 15 feet and utilize the pass to break the press.
See, try to trap there in the corner. A nice job to break it. It looked like it was going to lead to a layup opportunity. A pass a little out in front, but possession will stay with Skyline.
And that's what the Bulldogs want. They want you to speed up your game to try to get you out of your offense. Skyline thus far has done a decent job of stepping through the traps, finding the open man, making sure they're 12 to 15 feet. I know I keep saying that, using the driving lanes, get to the open man, find the easy lanes to the basket.
And a timeout is called here. Just a 30-second timeout. So 5:58 to go here in the first half. Skyline with a 26-21 lead, and kind of surprised with this pace kind of back and forth. Just the first timeout called by either side here in this first half.
Yeah, real frantic pace, but the pace is pretty much in favor of Skyline right now. There's a dunk. We talk about Hainsworth with the steal there, and here's another one here. There's McCullum, like I said, the freshman from Sarah High School. Had a chance to watch him for a couple of years. So he's very athletic around the rim. Excited about that, but both teams are using their athleticism, trying to score best way they know how. But right now, I would give the edge to the Trojans of Skyline, up by 5.
Out of the timeout, Skyline with possession, 23 on the shot clock. Ball inbounded to Lum. He attacks the basket. The running floater, no good. Rebounded by McCollum. Skying high for that one. Quickly the other way. Here comes Arenas. And that pass finds its way into the seats.
Yeah, that was miscommunication between Arenas and Singh.
And playing that fast sometimes leads to some bad turnovers, some unforced turnovers.
You expect a lot of turnovers when you play at a frantic pace such as this.
And there's a nice job. The turnover will lead to a chance for McCollum at the free throw line, as they kind of had him trapped near the midcourt line, and the turnover leads to the foul.
Well, there's 12 areas on the floor that you want to trap, especially around the baseline and in the middle of the floor. So that's exactly, they're trying to push the ball handler there, make sure that he drops his head. Well, they're doing a good job of that. There's Denzel, again, getting to the rim, showing his athleticism. But what you need to do, Paul, space the floor, beat the press with the pass versus the dribble.
So McCollum will head to the free throw line. We saw him with a big dunk earlier in this half. But he shows a nice touch there on that free throw. He's a 86.7% free throw shooter. And a good looking free throw there.
So the Bulldogs are creeping themselves back into this game. Down by 4, depending on his free throw. They could be down by 3.
And the second free throw is good as well. So McCollum, perfect 2 for 2 from the line there. And it cuts it down to a one-possession game. A bit of a run here for the Bulldogs. And they're definitely causing some issues with that pressure. Skyline able to break it. And a lot of contact there. Is going to As Skyline heading to the free throw line.
Expect a lot of fouls from the Bulldogs. That's why you have to play 10 players, because you're going to do a lot of fouling, going to do a lot of reaching, so to speak. You want the fact that you want to increase the tempo of the game to your favor again, but Skyline needs to keep the tempo at their favor. How they do that? Make baskets. If they can do that, force the Bulldogs to take the ball out of bounds, then they can set their defense as well.
Flowers misses the first. A 73% free throw shooter. Flowers 5 points on the night. The freshman from Sacred Heart Cathedral. And looks like Avac's going to sub in for Flowers if he makes this second. And able to knock down the second, so Flowers now with 6, and he will head out and take a seat. 27-23 Trojans leading the Bulldogs here with 5:20 to go. And Flowers kind of walking slowly over by the bench after coming out. Hopefully he's all right.
Skyline came out in a 1-2-2 matchup zone.
That floater off the window, no good. And going to end up with a loose ball foul, and that's going to end up with free throws for Skyline.
And in those situations there, Paul, when you come out in the zone such as that, they haven't played one all evening long. They come out in the zone. What you're trying to do as a coach is steal possessions. They was able to do so at that point because Bulldogs was not able to understand what they needed to do in regards to that. They get the rebound, have a foul. Now they have opportunity for free throws.
So to the line, Noah Hainsworth, a 1-and-1. The 8th team foul of the half on San Mateo. As that foul was on Phillips, who diving for the ball and just dove right into the legs of Hainsworth. Hainsworth is 61.5% free throw shooter, and he misses. So, the missed front end of the 1-and-1, and a chance for San Mateo to cut it back to a one-possession game at the basket here.
Yeah, this 1-2-2 matchup zone is confusing the Bulldogs at this point.
That three from Singh, a little long. And now Vasquez sets up the offense, closely guarded by Phillips. Hainsworth gives it up to Vasquez. Vasquez drives, spins, and now attacks the basket. And there's a big block by Phillips.
Yeah, Phillips came over as the eraser, was able to start the break.
Now Phillips fakes the three, drives the basket. The left-handed finger roll is short. But they're going to say he was fouled, and so he will head to the free throw line.
Yeah, Phillips with the shot lift was able to drive to the front of the rim, use the George Gervin type of layup. See here, drives inside. That's Vasquez. There's the block. So that starts the break by Phillips. Bulldogs go down on the other end. Phillips now has opportunity for free throws.
And he misses the first. Looking for his first point of the night. A 52% free throw shooter. He's played in 12 games before tonight, but this is 13th and his first start of the season. And he's able to knock down the second. So Phillips, the freshman from Hayward, with his first point of the night. Now a long outlet pass to Hainsworth. A scramble for possession, and it's San Mateo coming away with it.
That's an ill-advised pass by Skyline, giving the Bulldogs another opportunity to score, and they do so.
Good patience there by Oscar Pizzara with his first basket. And just like that, it's a one-point game.
Turnovers are allowing them to get in the game, playing defense, block shots, starting their transition, odd man transition for the Bulldogs bodes well for them so far.
Vasquez spins, hands it off, and an easy finish there for Shab.
Vasquez was able to get into the teeth of the defense, was able to dump it down for Shab.
And that pass intercepted by Hainsworth. Hainsworth, look out, coming the other way. And there's a big-time finish by Hainsworth, his second dunk of the night.
Yeah, Hainsworth was not giving that basketball up at all. He just did a skywalker, walked in the air for the dunk.
That three no good, rebounded by Hainsworth. And Yeah, I think we both knew once he was taken off that he was headed straight to that rim, and that's a ill-advised pass taken away by Pizzara. 3-on-1, and somehow it's going to not end up in points. And look out, Hainsworth.
Yeah, that was an ill-advised pass by Hainsworth, but again, he shows his athleticism. He does not quit on plays, dives out of bounds, was able to block the odd man transition to negate the opportunity for the score.
And glad to see Hainsworth up after that good effort.
You can see here he takes off and says, no, I've got this. Get out of my way. I'm going to dunk on you. I'm going to put you on the ground, my man. Here it is.
I think Pizzara thought about going for the block, and then he realized, I'm going to just get out of the way.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be on the gram. That's what he put him on after
this would have been a highlight poster. So a 3-on-1. Nice job by Hainsworth really to force San Mateo to set up their offense and not get an easy 2. 5-point lead for the Trojans. Under 3 minutes to go here in the first half. And they drive by Jefferson, try to pass it out, and it's a turnover.
Each time the Bulldogs try to get close, Skyline makes a play.
Nice job there to break the pressure. And a good extra pass there. And a jab again right at the basket.
That was a nice job being unselfish from Hainsworth. He had the jumper, but decided to give it to Avac for the short little kiss off the window.
Yeah, misspoke. It was Avac with his first basket, and now a timeout called, and it's a full timeout. We will take the break as well. 2:02 to go here in the first half. Skyline with a 33-26 lead. Welcome back to College Heights Arena. 2:02 to go here in the first half. Paul Meisman along with Joaquin Wallace on the Bay Area Online Sports Network. And we've seen a pretty exciting first half. Kind of the pace that San Mateo would want, but the scoring's not there, and it's Skyline with a 7-point lead.
Well, Skyline, again, they're putting the ball in the basket. So that's one thing that they're able to do that negates the Bulldogs getting out in transition. But Hainsworth has showed a couple of highlights. He's put a couple of guys on the gram, as I mentioned. He is not afraid to play above the rim. He's hustling. He's blocking shots, diving out of bounds as well. He's showing his outstanding athleticism.
Yeah, one of those plays that you like to say doesn't show up on the stat sheet was the block, and somehow he kept it in bounds, and that set up basically 3 points the other way for his team. And trapped here on the sideline, and a turnover. And now a foul, and that's going to end up with a chance for the Bulldogs to score some points from the free throw line.
We talked about those 12 trapping areas on the floor, and the Bulldogs is able to steer the ball handler for the Trojans to one of those 12 areas. They get a timeout. They get a turnover while Skyline called the timeout, so that's not a good ATO in regards to Coach Piergrossi.
And so that foul, the 8th of the half on Skyline, so a 1-and-1 for Singh. The redshirt freshman, a 50% free throw shooter. He was one of 4 guys that came last year and kind of just practiced every day as the program was still being built, and he knocked down the first free throw.
Yeah, he was part of pretty much the foundation, the growth of the program. His growth has shown here in the second season, actually.
And for a 50% free throw shooter, those were 2 nice looking free throws there as Singh knocks them down, and the lead cut down to 5 with under 2 minutes to go. Singh, Benjamin, Makareg, and Peterson were the 4 that were here last year, even though there was no games to be played. First season of basketball here for the men's program in 37 years. And a good crowd here tonight. As a nice drive to the basket, the left-handed layup up and in. Vasquez has been quiet for a while, but the basket there, he now has 11.
That was an outstanding job by Vasquez. He was able to go downhill. The floor was spread.
And there's a block.
Elijah Flowers went up strong and was able to show that it's not here today.
And we'll take another look at the block as well. A couple subs in for the Bulldogs.
You see here, kind of eyes him up, lines him up, said, nope, get that out of here.
And there's a nice finish. Daniel Benjamin now with 4.
Nice job by Benjamin to hop in the lane, use his left hand to finish.
Under a minute to go. A 5-point lead for Skyline. And nice patience, just unable to finish. Rebounded by Long. And here comes Benjamin quickly the other way, trying to attack the basket. Now we'll back it out.
Yeah, I think Schaub should have went up when he first got the basketball. He had an opportunity to score, decided not to. Allowed the defense to set.
And turnover there, looking for that backdoor cut by Lopez. Couple black shirts able to knock it away, and now Skyline looks to break the press. And they'll slow it down.
Nice job by the Trojans using the diagonal pass, which is open when you have this type of pressing style of defense.
And final seconds, are they going to get the shot out? They do, and it's short. So that'll do it for the opening 20 minutes of play. And it's Skyline with a 35-30 lead here. We will take a break. You're watching junior college basketball here on Bay Area Online Sports Network.
All right, now you're just like Danny, huh?
They'll probably never know about his thousands of hours of on-the-job training.
Go, Daddy.
Or that he spent as much time in the classroom as someone with a master's degree. You and I know he's one of the experts when it comes to electricity, part of a team committed to doing the job right. They call him Dad. You call him the electrician right down the street. IBEW, the power professionals in your neighborhood.
One of our successes has always been able to find the B personalities, and the B personality just stands for Butler, which means fitting into our organization. We could have been a much bigger company if we had chosen to be, but it's been the philosophy of both myself, Bill, and the leadership team to stay at a size that we really know all of our team members and their family members, because we're only as good as the team member sitting next to us.
Our smiles can light up a room. Our work can light up an entire city. We're the men and women of the IBEW, working with a code of excellence that guarantees the job will be done right, on time, and safely. We're lighting the path to the future. Let us show you just how bright that path is.
I've been coming to Mobius for over a year, and it's changed my life. Ever since I started coming here, I've gotten in more shape. I've met great people.
If you're just new and you want to start out, you don't have to find your own way to do it. You get people that are showing you exactly what you need to do, so it gives you a perfect program.
The classes are great. There's high energy. We like to have a great time. They play great music, and we get a workout in super quick, and we can get on with our day.
Go to Gray's. Gray's knows green. Family owned, Gray's Paints is the Bay Area's leading provider of Benjamin Moore paint, stains, and finishes. Gray's Paint will provide you unparalleled paint expertise, environmentally friendly products, and premium customer service to help you successfully navigate your project. Gray's Paint and Benjamin Moore, available at 4 Bay Area locations: Burlingame, San Mateo, Redwood City, and Menlo Park. Go to Gray's. Gray's knows green.
Did you know the premier health club in San Mateo is on the College of San Mateo campus? With over 23,000 square feet of fitness, 2 pools, and 90 group exercise classes per week, we invite you to discover the San Mateo Athletic Club. Call for a complimentary visit today.
Our work is something to be proud of. We make the products people use, the products that make their lives simpler, the high-tech tools to help defend our country, and the innovations that will shape the future. Some say American industry can't keep up anymore. I say our work is proof that made in the USA still means something. The power professionals of the IBEW, proudly American, proudly union. This is about more than work. It's about growing a community. Every day, across the country, the highly skilled, highly trained members of the IBEW are committed to doing the job right, doing the job safe, and doing the job on time. Because while we might be experts in our field, we're also your friends and neighbors. IBEW, the power professionals in your neighborhood.
Halftime here at the CSM, College of San Mateo. You have the Skyline coming to Trojans with 35-30 over the Bulldogs of College of San Mateo. My name is Joaquin Wallace. I am here with the athletic director, Andreas Wolf. Since 2006, you've been here. You've seen this program grow. Tell us a little about the program here at at CSM.
CSM. Well, we just started the program. This is the first year. It's been on a 38-year hiatus, and we have great administrative support. So the fortunate thing was that we were watching a women's game. My president came down to watch a women's game, and we were hosting Kenyatta, their men's program here. And I asked him to stick around for a while, and he watched the men's game, and he said, "What do you think about starting a men's program?" And I thought, let's do it. And so here we are. So we hired Coach Marcial 2 years ago. We gave him a year to recruit a program, and this is the first year we're on the floor, and we're extremely excited and proud of the job that he's doing.
Talk about the fact that you've had the opportunity before. Prior to here, you were at Skyline as well. You hired that coach. Talk about that as well.
It's great. I told them both today, we'll find out which of the two of you is the better hire that I made. But we had Coach Pontac, who's a legendary coach in California Community College, is retired. We hired Coach Pierre Grossi to take his reins. been doing a great job up at Skyline. And so I'm extremely proud of the job he's doing as well. Has really nourished that program, built that program, and has done a great job. So it's good to see the two of them competing against one another, and we'll see who gets that on top today.
This season, your football program had an outstanding season as well. Let's talk about that.
Well, we came up short again. Once again, the bridesmaid. Since 09 was the first time we made the state championship. We lost in that game 7-6 here at against Mount San Antonio. 2 years ago in 07 and 17, we played against Fullerton, lost by I think it was 3 points. And then this year we just got beaten by a better team in Riverside City College. But the coaches there, coaching staff are doing a great job. Coach Tulloch, this is his second year at the helm. Coaching the program. He's been an assistant coach for a number of years for us. So he's really taken the program to the next step and has been doing a fantastic job. The guys on the team, you're going to see some kids from CSM going to Oregon State, some big-time Pac-12 schools and elsewhere. So it's great football, great athletes, great students, a lot of fun to watch. Came up a little short, but I think we're heading in the right direction with this program.
When you started the new basketball program, what are some of the attributes that you looked at in terms of hiring a coach? Because pretty much you started from ground zero.
Right. We were looking at not necessarily bringing in somebody local, but somebody who had great experience, was young enough that could relate to the student athletes that we wanted him to recruit. Somebody who comes from a winning tradition, somebody who understands the California Community College system. So Coach Marcial played at Fresno City, was an All-American point guard at Fresno City, won a state championship with them. So his pedigree is outstanding. Also coached at Lassen, played at Sacramento State, went back to Nebraska, coached there, and then we lured him back home to California.
Your women's program came up short tonight, but Michelle Warner's been here for over 20 years.
Yeah.
They came in with 6 wins in a row. Let's talk about the women's program.
Mm-hmm. They're doing a good job. She is constantly, there's a lot of women's programs in the area. She recruits locally. She does a fantastic job with the young ladies that she recruits. First and foremost, we're recruiting students, right? The students first, athletes second. They're very competitive this year. I think she'll do a fantastic job at the home stretch of this season.
But now we're heading into the spring sports. Let's talk about the spring sports you have coming up.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that. Softball, we have a great softball program. Nicole Borg is one of the best coaches in the state of California, if not the nation. Made it to the state championship 7 years in a row. Has come up a little bit short, but I know it's coming. Baseball as a perennial contender in the postseason. Track and field, we have a new coach there who's been on board with us for a couple years. He trained the state champion, the 100 and 200 last year, so he's getting some numbers, getting some really strong student athletes behind him. So that's going to be a great program. Swimming is starting off with a new coach, so that is going to be a little rocky start, but I think spring, all in all, is going to be very successful for us.
We'd like to thank the athletic director, Andreas Wolf, for joining this evening for this matchup between this first-time matchup in quite some time.
Yes,
we'll
sir.
be back for our halftime package right after this.
All right, now you're just like Daddy, huh?
They'll probably never know about his thousands of hours of on-the-job training,
Go, Daddy.
or that he spent as much time in the classroom as someone with a master's degree. You and I know he's one of the experts when it comes to electricity, part of a team committed to doing the job right. They call him Dad. You call him the electrician right down the street. IBEW, the power professionals in your neighborhood.
One of our successes has always been able to find the B personalities, and the B personality just stands for Butler, which means fitting into our organization. We could have been a much bigger company if we had chosen to be, but it's been the philosophy of both myself, Bill, and the leadership team to stay at a size that we really know all of our team members and their family members, because we're only as good as the team member sitting next to us.
Welcome back to College Heights Arena. 35-30, Skyline is your score at halftime. We'll take a look at some highlights from the first half.
Well, Noah Hainsworth. I mean, he's been big this evening. I mean, he had a couple of spectacular dunks as well, a couple of blocks. He's doing everything on the floor. Here's the block that you see in here, the eraser, and then I like this. I need more style points there, but was able to get up and flush that for his first basket of the game. But I like this one here. I'm going to put my man on the gram, get out of my way there. I'm going to put that on your poster, join my highlights.
Yeah. And now, saw some highlights from Skyline. Now, how about some from San Mateo in that first half?
Well, we talked about Jack Lewong. He's one of the better three-point shooters in the division. And, again, that was a three ball, was able to get open for the deuce as well. And there's the flush by number 24. That's Denzel McCullum, very athletic, played at Sarah High School last year as a senior, now as a freshman here in the first-year program at San Mateo. Now it was Arenas for the jumper. That was a three ball, and that was a nice shot inside for Oscar Pedraza, his only 2 points for the game.
So a 35-30 Skyline lead at the half. We'll take a break and be back with the start of the second half here on the Bay Area Online Sports Network. Today's game is brought to you by Jim Breen's State Farm Insurance, serving all your insurance needs for auto, home, and life. Get the best value for your insurance dollar. Contact Jim, a proud supporter of CSM Athletics. Right now, as we get ready to start the second half, a 35-30 lead for Skyline. Seeing San Mateo dictate the pace at times, and when they've been able to, it's led to some good things, some baskets in transition. But right now, Skyline in front as we get ready to start the second half.
Yeah, Skyline's done a great job of staying outside of traps. As we say, that's almost turned the ball over. But nice job by Skyline. Space the floor. Use the pass to break the press.
Skyline in the black, going from right to left here in the second half. San Mateo in the home white. Their first home conference game in 37 years. And right now down by 5. Open 3, and that's good.
And I tell you what, that's how you draw it up coming out of halftime. You have a play that you design. You want to score first. Nice job by the Trojans.
Yeah, they find Walter Lum, who had just 4 points in that first half, but the triple there, he now has 7. And there's some nice patience, and somehow that one doesn't fall. Able to get the rebound, and a second chance opportunity here for the Bulldogs. Now an open 3, and that's good. Ronaldo Phillips knocks down the 3. So back-to-back threes to start the half. One by Lum and one by Phillips.
Yeah, nice job to step up. Ronaldo Phillips came in with only 8 threes for the season. That'll be his nice 3-ball. You see a nice pass out here. Patience. He's able to gather, line it up, knocked it down.
Yeah, good extra pass there to find Phillips for the 3. And now on the other end, Lum for 3, and that's good as he's kind of, he's firing a bow and arrow or what he's trying to shoot after that one, but he's knocked down 2 threes here in this first 90 seconds of the half, and he now has 10.
So he definitely has come out with this sense of urgency and aggressiveness. 28 threes coming into the game, now count 30 for him.
And that's a nice pass by Phillips to find Bryant Jefferson all alone under the basket. A turnover. Again, somehow it doesn't fall, and the ball finds its way out to Hainsworth, who we talked about on both ends of the floor, had some highlight reel plays in that first half. That three rattles in and out, and quickly the other way we go. And that foul near center court called on Walter Lum.
Yeah, that was a trail three by Shaw, rimmed in and out.
And that's a big foul right there. That is Walter Lum's fourth foul. And so with still 18 minutes to go, Lum's going to take a seat. We'll see how long he's going to sit. Had 2 threes in that first 90 seconds of this half. Seemed like he was heating up. He was ready to fire, and now he's going to be sitting for a while.
Yeah, that's going to hurt the Trojans because he's their point guard, he's their leader, he's their initiator. So with him not on the floor, you talk about one of those threes, there's one there, and there's the second one. But taking him off the floor, now you take your point guard away. He's going to sit down probably until around the 10-minute mark. Coach Pegrossi may get him back in, but he has to be very careful in getting him in and out of the games. Hopefully he can play the last 5 minutes.
Looking for a backdoor cut there, unable to find the long. A turnover will give it back to Skyline, and I'm sure also how long he sits might be dictated by how long they stay in front and the score. Right now, a 6-point lead, able to have him take a seat and kind of just hope you can maintain that margin with him on the bench.
Well, I tell you what, if they, and we're speaking of the Bulldogs, if they do happen to get back in this game, if Lum does come back in, I'm sure that they'll play like their 1-2-2 matchup zone they were playing throughout the end of the first half.
Nice ball movement there. Finds David Vach all alone. The freshman with his second basket. He now has 4.
That's a nice unselfish play, give and go. There's Vach again with his hands in the passing lane. Turnover for the Bulldogs. There's a run and jump. Again, nice job being patient, spacing the floor. And there's 3 ball.
Yeah, Vasquez, the open 3. He now has 14, a game high. And you would think with Lum on the bench, Vasquez will be counted on even more here in this second half. As he knocks down the 3, and the lead is up to 11.
The Bulldogs are in a high-risk type of defense. High risk, high reward, but the Skyline can continue to negotiate and find the open man. They may have to change their defensive philosophy because the Trojans are getting a lot of open shots and they're knocking them down.
And Karen Singh will head to the free throw line. Let me take a look at that last 3.
Again, nice ball movement and man movement. They able to step through the trap. They able to find Vasquez open for the 3 ball, left corner pocket.
So Singh back to the free throw line. And that free throw rattles in and out. Singh knocked down his previous 2 free throws. Mentioned just a 50% free throw shooter, although certainly a nice looking shot so far as he knocks down the second. So the lead down to 10. Just over 3 minutes into the second half, and there is a turnover.
We talk about unforced turnovers. On the road, you have to minimize those as much as possible.
You said those are the ones that would drive you crazy, right?
Exactly. Coming into the game, Coach Pegrossi said 15 turnovers would be the maximum that they need, that they can have if they wanted to come out here for the victory.
Plenty of time on the shot clock. Attacking the basket. Left-handed layup, no good. Rebounded by Flowers. Flowers able to break the press. Now will attack the basket. Up and in. And they're going to say no basket.
So it will be no basket. It was on the floor. Referee Shelby Flowers made that call. Was not a continuation play.
Yeah, the Skyline bench all started celebrating. They thought they were going to have the and one. But the foul on the floor before the shot. And some substitutions for both sides. We've seen as many as the whole line change for San Mateo at times here tonight. Nice play on the inbounds to get a wide open look from the right corner. Unable to knock it down quickly. Here comes the Bulldogs, and San Mateo will head back to the free throw line. Phillips attacking the basket.
And that's what the Bulldogs want to do. One shot it out, get out in transition, odd man transition, try to score. Nice job by Hainsworth to get back on defense, force Phillips to make free throws.
Phillips, 52% free throw shooter, 4 points on the night. Chance to cut the lead down to single digits, and he does there as he makes the first. Already the third team foul of the half on Skyline, and I think able to score some points, and perhaps you can continue to attack, get in that bonus early. Some points from the line. It misses a second chance to opportunity for Skyline, and I think that's Hainsworth again with a big-time block.
Yeah, you have to be careful around the rim with Hainsworth. You may have to use a shot lift to get him to go up in the air because he is a shot blocker.
Off fake. Now back out to Benjamin. Benjamin nearly has it taken away. Shot clock down to 5. Benjamin attacks, pulls up from the free throw line, rattles in.
Nice job by Benjamin to make something out of nothing.
And with the shot clock winding down, able to knock down the jumper from the free throw line. He now has 6. The lead down to 7.
And Paul, let's make sure we give a shout out to the birthday boy, Justin McGrossi, 17th season head coach for the College of Skyline.
Yeah. You know, he was hoping he'd be celebrating his birthday with a win. And right now, his team has the 7-point lead. And there's a nice spin. But unfortunately, he had the highlight reel play to get to the basket, just didn't finish.
Yeah, Avek put the entire team in a blender, was not able to finish that.
And great look there. Arenas unable to knock down the open 3.
Yeah, Hainsworth went high above the rim and was able to corral that rebound.
Able to split the double team, finds Hainsworth. Hainsworth gives it up. Some contact down low. Play on. And now a tie-up. And a jump ball. Possession arrow will give it to San Mateo.
Yeah, that was a mistake by Flowers. And referees are allowing him to play. That could have been easily a foul called on the floor, but they're allowing the aggressive play by both teams. But Flowers in that situation there picked up his dribble, had an opportunity to score, turnover for the jump ball. Possession arrow now goes to the Bulldogs. Actually flips back over to the Trojans of Skyline.
So the tie up, and now San Mateo a chance to cut into the lead some more. Nice drive there. That right-handed shot off the glass, no good. And a loose ball foul on the rebound is going to be called on Peterson.
Yeah, Peterson pushed off with his left arm on Vasquez. Easy call for the official.
We'll take another look at the foul here.
See, there's the easy pusher with his left hand, got him down low, kind of cleared space.
Yeah, and really was in the wide open. Nobody was around. Very easy to see. So the foul there, the second foul of the half on San Mateo. Phillips applying all sorts of pressure on Vasquez. He was able to split it, and the offensive foul. Nice job there by Peterson to draw the offensive foul.
Yeah, Peterson was able to get his feet outside the restrictive area for the foul. Vasquez was trying to come down here. You can see there, he's there in plenty of time. Easy call for the official right in front. Turnover.
Tie game, Bulldogs. Tie game. Bulldogs.
Another opportunity for the Bulldogs to try to cut into this deficit some more. And that's a nice job by David Peterson to get his first basket. He kept spinning around. Finally, he found his way through.
Yeah, Peterson did not pick up his pivot foot, so nice job. Was able to negotiate around, use his strength, was able to finish with the contact.
You can feel the energy picking up. And a foul is going to be called on San Mateo as they cut a double-digit deficit down to 5 here with 13:25 to go in the second half.
Now you have some conversation inside between Vasquez
and
looks like that's Arenas. So conversation between the two, and maybe a technical foul called on Arenas. We'll see what the officials are talking about here as they're gathering. There was definitely some conversation in regards to that foul. So first the officials are going to talk about the foul, and then they're going to kind of determine what they want to do from there. Maybe a technical foul.
And you can see San Mateo head coach Mike Marcel, whatever it is, he's not happy about it.
You typically can tell by the coach who turns around. And so you take a look at Coach Pegrossi, the birthday boy.
He doesn't look too happy.
He does look like a happy camper as well. So both coaches are not happy, but Vasquez will be going to the line shooting 2.
So Vasquez looking to add to his game high 14, and he does, knock it down the first.
And they're going to need him to play big with Lum on the bench. And these are valuable minutes as Vasquez is giving his club right now. The freshman.
Vasquez goes a perfect 2 for 2 from the line. He now has 16. And it was I want to say it was a 6-point lead when Walter Lum picked up his 4th foul and headed to the bench. That was about 5 minutes ago. And right now the lead is 7. So
they +1. Nice job by the team. Now let's see exactly, can Lum stay on the floor. If I am the Bulldogs, I'm attacking Lum as they just go right after him, try to get him in that 5th foul.
Plenty of time on the shot clock. I think that's going to be a backcourt violation, and it is.
And oftentimes you can get out of your offense as well because you're asking players to do something that they're not accustomed to doing. Although Lum has the 4 fouls, create offense to put him in ball screens. You don't have to post him up, force him to move his feet. Maybe you get him to reach, get him out of the game. If I am Coach Pegrossi, one thing that I'm looking at, if we do score here, go back to my 1-2-2 matchup zone to kind of save some minutes for Lum.
You surprised he's come back in so soon?
Not really at this point. They probably get him out of the next dead ball.
So the turnover there. Arenas with the pass down low, and the basket and the foul. David Peterson on the assist from Arenas, and Peterson will head to the line, a chance for a 3-point play.
Yeah, so Peterson is sophomore from Fremont High School in Oakland, California. He's come in and made his presence known. A couple of baskets. Now he has an opportunity for the old-fashioned 3.
So again, the lead down to 5, a chance to cut into it some more. Mentioned Arenas, the nice pass there to find Peterson. Coach Marcial said he's probably their best all-around player, great vision, high IQ, and he had great vision there, finding Peterson for the basket. And he's unable to convert, but the offensive rebound put back for the basket by Jackie Luong, and so turned into a 4-point series for the Bulldogs, and it's now a 3-point game.
And so far, Luong has not had any presence at all in this game, so Skyline's done a good job of taking him out of this basketball game.
A wide open 3 in and out, rebounded by Peterson.
Yeah, that was a wide open 3 ball. Flowers was not able to convert.
Jefferson not able to finish the battle, rebounded by Cobb, and then a foul called on the Bulldogs.
And Jefferson tried to use his grown man strength there. Was not able to convert in front of the rim.
No. Not quite in bonus for either side, and there's a long outlet pass to Hainsworth. Hainsworth unable to finish, sticks with it, puts it back in. Nice job there to stick with it. Hainsworth, the layup, he now has 6. Well, his first non-dunk, but a good job there on the outlet, and then stays with it. Gets the rebound, puts it back in.
Yeah, that was a risky pass. He was able to corral it, gather himself, and was able to finish on the second opportunity.
Arenas. Nice soft floater from close range. He now has 5. He's been pretty quiet on offense.
Yeah, they're going to need Bobby Arenas to start to percolate to try to get back in his basketball game.
And now a foul out by the three-point line. And that foul called there on Jackie Luong.
Yeah, Luong was not excited about that, but he was riding Lum up the right sideline.
Benjamin back in for San Mateo.
I'll tell you what, Peterson gave you huge minutes while he was in the game.
Really has been a balanced offensive output from San Mateo. Nobody has more than 7. Here's Lum in the corner, playing with the 4 fouls. Has it knocked away from, or by Benjamin, out of bounds. Ball will stay with the Trojans.
Nice job by Benjamin as Lum was showing him the basketball, was able to deflect it. And deflections are just as good as turnovers. Force you to reset your offense.
Now the corner 3, Vasquez impacted along 2. And ball out of bounds. Last touch by the Trojans. It'll go to the Bulldogs. And going back to point, the Luong leading the way with 7. They have 9 players that have at least 4 points for the Bulldogs. So it really has been a balanced offense this here tonight for San Mateo.
It's been a balanced offense, but they're well below the area points that they usually hit per season. Nice defensive effort for the Trojans of Skyline. You have to tip your hat. There's the, oh, that could have been easily a foul, and Lum is lucky. I thought that was going to be the 5th foul. He was moving his feet. Yeah. Officials saw otherwise.
And said they called it on Jefferson, and yeah. San Mateo started to get a little excited, thinking that was going to be on Lum and be it for him, but instead the foul there on Jefferson. And both sides will be shooting free throws on a non-offensive foul the rest of the way.
Your Lum needs to be smart in this situation here. He's almost at the 10-minute mark. I'll tell you what, if I was Coach Pedrosi, if I can get him out of the game and spell a couple more minutes, have him for the remaining 7-8 minutes, bodes well. Nice job by Sammy, was able to go up high. Has opportunity for 2 free throws as well. Nice dribble penetration.
Yeah, hard foul there as he falls to the court, but will head to the free throw line. Sammy, 2 points on the night, an 80% free throw shooter, and a couple of free throws here. Chance to make it a 2-possession game once again for Skyline. And he misses. That's something he's done very often from the free throw line this season. Still has another.
Yeah, Sammy's from Ontario, Canada. Splits those 2 free throws.
Sure, there's an interesting story to go from Ontario, Canada to Skyline. And right now a 4-point lead for Skyline. That pass looking for Jefferson, knocked away, a turnover.
Nice defense for Skyline, moving in the direction of the ball. Was able to get their hands on it for the turnover. Now let's see if they can convert.
Hainsworth drives, now kicks it out. 2 nice pump fakes. Unable to knock down the jumper from the free throw line. Quickly coming the other way is San Mateo. And shot won't fall for McCollum, but he will head to the free throw line. And he's slow to get up.
Although McCollum missed that shot, that was an outstanding move. He was going over his right shoulder, used his left hand. You can see here, using his left hand, poetry in motion, was just not able to finish that, but that's a highlight reel even though he missed it.
Yeah, he's probably a little disappointed he missed it. It's such a great job to get to the basket. And just couldn't get the shot to fall, but will head to the free throw line. Chance for a couple from the line. McCollum has 4 points on the night. And that one big putback dunk in the first half. And the first free throw is no good.
So now we're at the 10-minute mark. Lum has 4 fouls, and the officials understand what's going on here as well. So they've been allowed the contact on the floor So it would have to take an egregious foul, I do believe, for Lum to be disqualified from this contest.
Yeah, the referees, no matter the level, they're definitely aware of when somebody is in foul trouble. And there's a missed free throw, and boy, talking about what looked like was going to be a great series of great drive to the basket. McCollum not able to make the basket, ends up missing both free throws and then a loose ball foul, and that's going to send us to the other side for free throws for Skyline.
And we talked about it. Missed free throws is just like a turnover. Opportunity to score. You had 2 free throws, and oftentimes the free throw line, Paul, is the 6th defender, the better defender on the floor. In this case, McCollum was not able to knock down the free throw, which resulted as a turnover. Now, this is a 3-0. Actually, if they make this shot, this is a 4-0 run. 2 points down on this end here, 2 free throws here.
You know, you talk about 2 missed free throws, kind of seems like a turnover. A missed 2 missed free throws, and then a loose ball foul that leads to 2 points the other way. It almost feels like 2 turnovers.
Yeah, I would agree.
So they had a chance to cut it down to 2. Instead, it's back to a 6-point lead for Skyline. The drive there by McCollum, and it's passed back out. Will end up in a turnover.
The Bulldogs dodged a bullet there as McCollum got it in the air, had nowhere to go. Cardinal rule, you never leave your feet to make a pass. Rebound was corralled by Skyline, but both players came together. Turnover for Skyline.
Now, looks like we're needing a bit of a cleanup of a wet spot on the floor. As Vasquez will head to take a breather for Skyline. With 9:46 to go, Skyline with a 53-47 lead over San Mateo. Nice play on the inbounds. The corner 3 there is a little short. Arenas somehow is able to get the offensive rebound from his miss. Now Arenas is fouled, and he will have a chance to head to the free throw line.
Yeah, Arenas was fouled by Hainsworth. He now has an opportunity for free throws as well. But we talk about 3 areas, Paul: layups, putbacks, and free throws. Critical in basketball games. You can win 2/3 of those. You typically have a 66% chance of winning a basketball game. In particular, if you're a road team, you want to be greedy. You want to win all 3 of those categories.
So they're going to call that foul on the floor. So this is a 1-and-1 for Bobby Arenas. And the first free throw is good, so he will get a second. 6 points now on the night for Arenas. He's done more than just score. He's set up his teammates with some nice passes. It's been a bit quiet on the night offensively. Coming into tonight was second on the team, averaging 15.4 points per game. Peg Luong, 15.9. He's been pretty quiet as well, as now Arenas and Luong both with 7 each. Tied for the team high, and the lead down to 4.
So now the game gets interesting. 4 points on the road. Skyline has the lead. Bulldogs are kind of clawing back in this game.
And free throws to come here for David Avac.
Yeah, Avac did a great job jump stopping in the lane, 2 feet, shot lift, went to the rim, fouled. His opportunity to knock down 2 free throws as well. So as you mentioned, both teams will be shooting free throws going forward.
And in fact, Skyline now in the double bonus as that first free throw rattles around and out. Freshman from Aragon, a 52.4% free throw shooter, has 4 points on the night. And still over 9 minutes to go, and both teams in the bonus. 18 fouls right now on Skyline as he makes the second. And a timeout called by Skyline. A 30-second timeout called with 9:15 to go. And Skyline with a 5-point lead.
Well, I'll tell you what, you're up by 5. We're speaking of the Trojans of Skyline. What you want to see in this situation is make sure you manage the basketball. You don't want to give it away. There's what are they, long threes. Right, Ronaldo Phillips was able to step into that. That was a nice jumper inside by Daniel Benjamin as well. And that's the one we're talking about. Didn't pick up his pivot foot. Nice job of negotiating around the man, David Peterson, for the shot inside. And he's been huge since he's came in the game. Now he's been out of the game, but since he's come in, he had 4 points in the second half.
So out of the timeout, 9:15 to go, a 5-point lead for Skyline. And Benjamin let the ball roll all the way to midcourt before picking it up, saving a few seconds perhaps.
As I would imagine now, Skyline is in their zone defense now. The 1-2-2 matchup, trying to protect Lum.
A lot of contact there, and that'll end up with Bryant Jefferson heading to the free throw line. He kind of just kept backing his way in there and ended up drawing the foul, and so he will head to the line for 2.
Well, we know the fact that the Bulldogs do have a height advantage inside. But the one thing that the Skyline Trojans have been able to do all evening long is to take that away by double teaming in the post, switching up their defenses, forcing the Bulldogs to make plays, finding the open man. And thus far, the Trojan has been successful.
Jefferson knocking down the free throw. He came into tonight without a made free throw on the season. Although this just his 4th game of the season, 4 start. He tore a ligament blocking a shot in practice and was out 8 weeks, but back for the start of conference play, knocked down the first, and a chance for one more here, and he makes it, so he now has 8. Well, his 8, a team high for the Bulldogs, who have cut the lead down to 3 once again with just under 9 minutes to go, as Vasquez will back it out.
Nice job, Lum. Again, that diagonal pass and the trapping defense is open.
Vasquez trying to spin and get up a shot, spins into traffic, and somehow he gets that one to fall. He looks over. I think he's in disbelief there was no foul. Very quickly, here comes San Mateo the other way.
Nice job by Vasquez using his Houdini act for that shot.
And that free throw jumper is good by Benjamin. He now has 8. So back and forth we go here in the second half. Lopez closely guarding Vasquez. Now Flowers gives it up.
Trojans need to be patient again. Remember, they're in double bonus on the free throw, so try to get something going to the rim. Try to win at the free throw line.
That pass looking for Flowers in the corner, deflected out. Ball will stay with Skyline. 11 on the shot clock, 7:54 to go. And both sides now will be in the double bonus the rest of the way. Lum, nice pass there. The layup, no good. Rebounded by Jefferson.
That was a nice pass by Lum, little pocket pass.
And
Shot was just not able to finish.
And there's another nice pass on the other end. McCollum lays it in. Great pass there from Daniel Benjamin to find McCollum. And it's a 1-point game.
And again, with the aggressive nature defensively by the Bulldogs, the Trojans will have opportunity to score at the free throw line. Nice job again. Benjamin getting inside the teeth of the defense, finding McCollum, is able to finish around the rim. But now, can the Trojans knock down free throws? Because they're going to get opportunities there in double bonus.
Vasquez, a 68% free throw shooter on the season coming in. Just kind of surprising. One of their leading scorers, but struggles a tiny bit from the free throw line compared to some of his teammates. If he missed the first, 18 points on the night for him. Well past his season average. Still a ton of time to go here in this one.
I would agree with that. Person that can shoot the ball from distance as well as he struggled from the free throw line this season.
So he able to knock down the second. He now has 19, and it's a 2-point game with 7:20 to go.
Skyline stays in the zone. Now they switch to a 2-3 zone.
And a wild shot there. I think he was just hoping he could draw contact and earn a trip to the free throw line. Instead, here comes Skyline the other way. That pass right to McCollum, who's still with it all the way to the other end. And the pass and the layup is good. Benjamin, he now has 10, and we are tied at 57.
Yeah, McCollum was out in transition, was able to find Benjamin for the second side layup. Nice basket.
So what once was a double-digit lead for Skyline here in the second half has evaporated. We're tied at 57 with 6.5 minutes to go. Lum still playing with the 4 fouls. A corner 3, no good. Battle for the rebound, and it's McCollum coming away with it. And a silly foul there by Flowers reaching in, and that'll send McCollum to the line for 2 and a chance to put San Mateo ahead.
Yeah, McCollum has an opportunity now for 2 free throws. But we talked about it in our pregame. One of the areas that Pegrosi indicated that his team needed to be able to handle the hostile environment. This is the first road conference game. This is the first home conference game for the Bulldogs as well. So now you're starting to see the crowd getting in the game. Now need your veterans to step up and make plays for Skyline. And they're a pretty young team. So, I mean, outside of Haynesworth, you have Lum, he's a freshman. Vasquez, he's a freshman as well. So they're loaded with freshmen. Hopefully they can continue their composure.
McCollum makes the first, so he now has 7, and San Mateo with the lead. Although I know some coaches like to say at this time of the year, they're no longer freshmen. It's now, you're into January, you know, the second semester of school starts next week for most of these guys. And right now, San Mateo has come from down double digits, and they lead by 2 as McCollum now with 8 as he makes both free throws. And again, the pressure in the backcourt applied by Phillips. Able to break it, and now Lum.
So now let's see if Lum can break his man down and make some shots.
And did a nice job there to create the open look, but none able to hit. McCollum with the rebound. And now Arenas will set up the offense for San Mateo. A rare case of setting up a half-court offense.
So defensively, the Bulldogs have clamped down.
And that's a great spin and a finish by Brian Jefferson. He is now into double figures with 10. And San Mateo now with a 4-point lead.
And Jefferson put the team in a spin cycle, was able to score to the front of the rim. So now you see the crowd starting to get in the game.
And there's a nice pass from Haynesworth. Finding Jacob Schaub with the basket. He now has 8. And a much-needed basket there to kind of slow down the momentum of San Mateo.
Skyline needed that basket in a big way as the game was starting to get away from them. Now hope they can come out and play some defense here to get a stop.
And some contact, play on. Phillips got knocked down to the court, but no foul. And now Skyline a chance to tie or take the lead back, where they turn it over. And here comes San Mateo the other way. And a missed layup/dunk. But San Mateo able to get the rebound and then draw the foul.
Yeah, he had an odd man transition. Was not able to finish at the front of the rim. There you see it here. There's plenty of room. He's kind of misjudged his jump, I do believe. That's Josiah Lopez, but nice follow by McCollum.
Yeah, Lopez has had a tough night offensively, just 4 points. And I think he kind of wasn't sure if he wanted to lay it up or dunk it, and he kind of tried to do both, and it didn't work out too well. Although fortunately for him, Denzel McCollum was there, able to get the rebound and draw the loose ball foul. And so McCollum back to the free throw line, a chance to extend this San Mateo lead with 4:31 to go, and he does.
And that's McCollum's third consecutive free throw as well. You're starting to see the defense of the Bulldogs starting to clamp down, create turnovers. basically you're taking the legs away from the Skyline Trojans as their jump shots are not able to fall right now. This relentless pressure that they're putting on Skyline bodes well. It's paying huge dividends so far.
McCall misses the second, so 1 of 2 from the line. Hainsworth the rebound. Quickly, here comes Skyline. Vasquez thought about the three, decided not. Gives it up to Lum. Still 15 on the shot clock. And a travel called on Flowers. And he doesn't look like he can believe he got called for that travel.
Yeah, it looks as though he switched his pivot foot for the travel turnover. So now the Bulldogs are in great position. First home conference game in over 30 years. That's the conference rival.
When they won their first game of the season a couple months ago, it was their first win in 37 years. That's a long time.
I would agree with that. Coming off of 2 consecutive losses, DVC and Columbia. They have a chance here to open up conference with a win. I'm sure the coaching staff will take that, start off 1-0 in conference.
Under 4 minutes to go, a 3-point lead for San Mateo, and they will head back to the free throw line, away from the ball foul. As Becky DeLong will head to the free throw line, and Elijah Flowers is fouled out.
Yeah, Flowers is fouled out. Luong did a great job of posting him up. Coach Pegrosi is saying that Long was grabbing Elijah Flowers, but the referee didn't see it that way. So he'll take it. So he'll take a seat as he's fouled out of the game.
So kind of waiting, taking it the time you're given, kind of to make the sub on the foul.
Yeah, you can use this kind of as a timeout, so to speak. Take the full allotted time. You can see here, he's pushing him off his block. Displacement. The officials have allowed more contacts in this game. So
I was going to say, I think we've seen worse not get called tonight.
I would agree with that.
Tough way to foul out for Flowers as Luong misses the first free throw. Just 7 points on the night for him, make it 8 now as he splits a pair from the free throw line. The first one, a rare miss. He's an 85% free throw shooter, but misses the first. Makes the second, and it's now a 2-possession lead for San Mateo with under 4 minutes to go. Nice job by Avac to break the pressure. Here's Lum, who's been playing for quite a while with 4 fouls. A wide open three, and it's no good from Hainsworth.
And that's where Hainsworth, if this game is going to evolve, he has to be able to play from distance, at least a face-up game.
Yeah, we've seen Hainsworth do good things at the basket, but they left him wide open there and unable to knock down the three. Lopez attacked the basket, goes up for the layup, and he's denied by the rim.
It's a good call. Second side, the rim blocked the shot.
Skyline able to break into the front court, and now a timeout is going to be called by Skyline, and it'll be a full timeout. So with 2:58 to go, San Mateo leads 63-59. We will take the break as well here on BAOSN.
Our smiles can light up a room. Our work can light up an entire city. We're the men and women of the IBEW, working with a code of excellence that guarantees the job will be done right, on time, and safely. We're lighting the path to the future. Let us show you just how bright that path is.
Well, you talk about some of the highlights of this game. CSM has kind of walked down the Trojans, able to get back in this basketball game. Nice job. I love that opportunity there where Benjamin was able to find McCullum. McCullum with a nice pass, second side layup for Benjamin there. I return the favor. And that's a nice move by Jefferson put the entire team in a spin cycle. Now you find yourself up by 4. We're speaking of the Bulldogs.
And, we talked about in that game earlier, sometimes, you go into the game expecting a couple of the big players to lead the way, and it's the role guys that play such a big difference. And we just saw some of those. Benjamin, McCollum certainly making a difference here in the second half as San Mateo has turned a double-digit deficit into a 4-point lead. Shot clock down to 6. The long 3 there rattles in and out. Vasquez disappointed there. He thought he had that one.
And that shot was falling in the first half. Now is as though as a lid on the basket for Skyline.
And 4-point lead, San Mateo with the basketball. Not kind of in their arsenal to play slow, but a long 3 there from Arenas. And rebound grabbed by Hainsworth.
Yeah, that was a Steph Curry shot right there. I don't think that was the most opportunistic shot to take in that situation.
That floater off the glass, no good. And a loose ball foul is going to be called on Brian Jefferson, and that'll send Skyline to the free throw line. I was going to say Bobby Arenas, he shot that one like a player, I'm sure, Gilbert Arenas, a guy that would shoot the ball from anywhere.
Yeah, he looked at Agent Zero, so to speak, but nice job going inside. The crash, the rebound, obvious foul by Jefferson.
Yeah, and he probably saying, I was just trying to make a play on the ball, but he kind of went through the body of Jacob Schaub. So to the free throw line, a chance for him to add to his 8 points on the night. And a chance, if he can knock down both of these free throws, to make it a one-possession game. Although, with that one, it does make it a one-possession game. I'm going to say, Skyline, their last 3 wins have all come by 3 points or less.
Yeah, they've been in a lot of basketball games, but you take a look, both teams are below their season average in terms of points scored. So that lets you know defensively they've been doing a job against one another. Now it's going to come down to the fundamentals, the little things to end this last 2 minutes.
Second free throw rattles around and finally falls, so Schaub now has 10. And it's a 2-point game with 2 minutes to go.
And both teams are in double bonus. So there's no advantage in regards to fouls in that situation. Both teams will be shooting 2 free throws.
Long, an open look. And he misses. Rebounded by the opposing 15, Vasquez.
Yeah, Long has not been able to get untracked all evening long.
And now straight on 3 is good. Kobe Vasquez knocks down the 3. He has a game-high 22. And Skyline back in front by 1 with less than 90 seconds to go.
Yeah, Vasquez says, Long, you can't do it. I'm going to show you how you get it done. Pow, knockdown.
Arenas tried to answer short, and Skyline will walk it up.
That's the second ill-advised shot by Arenas.
And that's a great cross-court pass, but Hainsworth unable to control it. And so a turnover. We're under a minute to go.
And we talked about the diagonal pass and the zone defenses there. Nice job. No foul call. Officials let them play on.
And Benjamin attacking the basket there, trying to draw a foul, not able to get one. And now a timeout is called, and a bit of a collision there after the whistle as Lum continued to attack the basket. And a timeout is called by Skyline. In fact, Skyline's head coach Justin Pegrosi having a word with the official, perhaps not happy about the extra contact after the timeout.
You see Vasquez is lining up the 3, but it all started with Walter Lum being patient, finding his man in transition. Was able to knock down that walk-up 3 to give the Trojans a 1-point lead. Now, after that play, there was some extracurricular activity that Lum was not happy about. No foul was called. The timeout was called on the floor by Coach Pegrosi, and the play continued on. Lum was tumbled down by, I think it was Arenas. He was not happy about that foul, but it was after the play. No harm, no foul, so to speak.
And
referee Shelby Flowers is speaking to the assistant coach, kind of letting him know exactly what he saw and that why no foul was called on that play.
Yeah, you kind of had Lum, who was continuing to play as well. Where's the assistant coach over there, Eddie Harris, in his 16th season. The other assistant, Matt Falkman, in his first. Harris has been here, or been at Skyline with Pegrosi for all 16 seasons. Not often you see a head coach 16 seasons and his assistant 16 as well.
That shows continuity. Make sure they're all speaking the same language, the same offense, defensive philosophy. They know what each other is thinking half the time. But here's a great situation here. Now, timeout on the floor, 20 seconds left on the shot clock. So Coach Pegrosi want to make sure that they get a good shot, something probably going to the rim. Again, they have 2 free throws. They are in double bonus, so look for them to run something down. Space the floor. Lum can take his man.
Shot clock under 10.
Use the ball screen.
Nice head fake there, an open 3, and it's good. David Avac with a huge 3, and you can see Skyline fired up.
Nice job by Avac to knock down that 3 ball. He was open, was able to step up big time and knock that down. 4-point lead with 23 seconds remaining. Game isn't over yet.
So a big 3 there, and really, in a timeout, probably San Mateo's thinking no foul, no threes. Even if they had given up a 2, it would still be a 1-possession game, but a huge 3 there makes it a 2-possession game. A case now where they're going to need to score a basket and then either force a quick turnover or foul.
Yeah, Lum did a great job of negotiating the ball screen. Actually turned the screen down the shop, came up with a sprint screen. He was able to get to the middle of the floor. All eyes on me. Found Avac in the free throw line extension, left side, was able to knock down that 3 ball.
So take a look at the threes here.
This was the 3 that got them the lead by Vasquez. Nice job by Lum again. But here we go. Lum finds it, rotates it out. Schaub over to Abram. Shot lift, 3 ball. Count it. Stay down because I'm going to knock that down. Understand the scouting report.
Let's see. Great shot there. Skyline fired up. Hainsworth, among others, as it's now a 2-possession game. Still plenty of time, 23 seconds, plenty of time for San Mateo to try to get a quick basket and maybe quickly try for the steal before going to the foul game. But you got to score quickly, and they're going to have to go the length of the court.
And that was Avac's 7th 3 ball of the season.
Arenas attacked the basket up and in. And a quick timeout is called. That is a great quick basket as Arenas pretty much went the whole length of the court himself, off the glass and in. Had some players around him, but able to score his 9th point of the night. Makes it a 2-point game with 18.5 seconds to go. And plenty of time for them to try to set up a steal.
That was a nice job by Arenas going to the full court, understanding that Skyline can't foul. Was able to body the defender, was able to finish to the front of the rim, use the window. Now, situation is Skyline up by 2, 18.5 seconds remaining in the game and or overtime. In this situation here, look for the Bulldogs to trap on the inbound pass. Is going to be extremely important for the Skyline Trojans to step through the pass, make sure you use the diagonal pass, but they will be fouling, and when they do foul, they have to make sure they have the person with the best percentage of shooting free throws. Who do you want to shoot free throws in this situation? Possibly Lum. Vasquez, we know he's kind of shaky at the free throw line, so make sure Lum has the ball in his hands because he may be the one that you want to shoot free throws in this situation.
Yeah, you've got a lot of guys that shoot over 80%. You mentioned Lum, 88% from the free throw line. Schaub, actually nearly 90% from the free throw line. Sammy, an 80% free throw shooter. So they've got some options of guys on the floor that can shoot some free throws. Of course, Vasquez, despite not quite shooting 70% from the free throw line, I'm sure they wouldn't be too upset if he had the ball in his hands as well. And the inbound from underneath the basket, the quick inbound to Vasquez. He gives it up, trying to force a turnover. Still no foul. And Lum still with it. And finally, he's going to be fouled by Jefferson on the baseline.
So Vasquez shows his Curly Neal impersonation of the Harlem Globetrotters. He said, I'm not giving up this basketball. You're going to foul me and force me to go to the free throw line. Good job by Lum.
So Lum, 10 points on the night, an 88.1% free throw shooter. We mentioned the last 3 wins have all come by 3 points or less. One of those wins was a win by 3 against Butte that saw Lum actually knock down 3 free throws with 3 seconds to go to give Skyline the win. Right now, basically, he has 2 free throws here that has a chance to basically all but clinch it, you would think, for Skyline.
Yeah, if he makes these 2 free throws here, that pretty much ices the game. But there's still 8.2 seconds remaining. So if we're talking about the Bulldogs, they're able to knock down a 3 and get a turnover, then we're singing a different tune here. So let's see exactly what Walter Lum is able to do at the free throw line.
And he knocks down the first. Good looking.
You can see it. Oh, that could have easily been over and back, as he did go over and back with the basketball. The officials did miss that, but there is no replay. And Lum said, what are you talking about? I did not go over and back with that. I'm going to knock down these 2 free throws.
So he made the first, and San Mateo will use one of their, what was 4 timeouts remaining. I guess why not try to ice the free throw shooter in this case? Obviously, make or miss, they'll use another one of their timeouts to try to set something up. But right now, Walter Lum a chance with 8.2 seconds to try to make this a 2-possession game.
Yeah, if he misses the free throw, look for early transition. Look for the 3 ball. We know Arenas will shoot the ball from anywhere on the floor, but look for Arenas and or Luong to try to get open for a quick 3 to try to send this game to overtime.
Yeah, case where probably for San Mateo, if they do miss the free throw, you might be better off just taking the rebound and running with it, trying to get something in transition, not calling a timeout and trying to set something up.
Yeah, I would imagine that. In this situation here, you don't want to try to set anything up. Just try to get the ball and move it up the floor as fast as you can, get to the open players. Look for Luong probably be sitting down at the end of the court, which he is, anticipating the miss. Now, Vasquez need to understand that and face guard Luong, making sure he does not have a chance to receive the basketball.
So Lum, a chance to make it a 4-point game. I guess a 4-point lead still could be a 1 possession if you hit a 3 and a foul. We saw a 4-point play. Lum, the second free throw is good.
So now Skyline does not need to foul in this situation here. Allow the layup, which they do.
Lays it in with 3 seconds to go. And a timeout called. And
so in this situation here, you want to make sure you tell your players we can't have a turnover trying to throw the ball long. Because if it goes out of bounds, then they're going to take the ball out under the basket. So you want to make sure, hey, guys, let's make sure we get the ball in bounds, be strong with the basketball. We do have the possession arrow, which is just like a timeout. So you don't have to worry about the jump ball situation. Grab the basketball, grab it 2 hands. If they do foul or if they do tie the ball up, we still have the possession arrow.
Yeah, and by the time they maybe foul you or tie you up, 3 seconds isn't a whole lot of time. That might be all but gone.
I would agree with that. So make sure the possession arrow works as a timeout as well. So that's what I'll be telling my team. Listen, guys, we have the possession arrow, so we do not have to panic. Get the ball in, grab the basketball. 3 seconds, like you say, may run off the clock. If not, we'll take it out again.
Yeah.
And then the game could definitely be over in that situation because they're going to have to foul.
Yeah, it's a simple case of just get the ball in and just hold on to it for dear life. As really, San Mateo would kind of need to somehow poke it away and get a quick shot off. A lot would need to go right in 3 seconds.
Now, some teams like to run like a shotgun play where they try to run somebody deep. I'm not too confident with that because if you throw the ball out of bounds, the Bulldogs will be taken out under their basket.
And a timeout called as Lum unable to get it inbounds, and had Sarvon with a 6'8" size guarding the inbounder, certainly not making it easy.
Yeah, you know what I used to run in this situation. We'll talk about all that if we get back from break.
So we'll take the break. 3 seconds to go, a 2-point game here on
I've been coming to
BAOS.
Mobius for over a year, and it's changed my life. Ever since I started coming here, I've gotten in more shape. I've met great people.
If you're just new and you want to start out, you don't have to find your own way to do it. You get people that are showing you exactly what you need to do, so it gives you a perfect program.
The classes are great. There's high energy. We like to have a great time. They play great music, and we get a workout in super quick, and we can get on with our day.
Welcome back to College Heights Arena. 3 seconds to go. A 69-67 lead for Skyline. And they will inbound from underneath the basket.
And before I went to break, what I would typically do in this situation, I would have a line. I would start a line from the right at midcourt, 5 guys in one line going towards the basket, and they each will go a different direction trying to get the ball in bounds.
So Skyline is out of timeout, so they have got to get it inbounds. And once again, there's the 6'8" Sarvan guarding the inbounder. And there's the long baseball pass, and it's caught, and that will all but do it. And they foul with 0.2 seconds to go. And that'll send Vasquez to the line for a chance to add to his night. And
risky play. It did work out. Long was able to run it down like a wide receiver. He was able to corral the basketball. He now has the opportunity with 2 free throws.
Oh, he missed the first.
So he missed the first free throw. So in this situation here, I would not be remiss for them to miss this free throw as well versus making it.
So another free throw for Vasquez, and that one rattles around and in to make it a 3-point lead. Vasquez with 23 on the night. 0.2 seconds to go, and that ball is intercepted. And that will do it as Hainsworth catches it at midcourt, and the final 10 seconds take off. So a exciting game here tonight, Joaquin. Any final thoughts here before we wrap it up?
Well, great road win for Skyline. One of the things that Coach Pegrosi talked about on his birthday, he was able to come in and get a victory. Nice job by Skyline coming in and winning this game. They was able to deal with the pressure. You have to like what they're going so far. Both Lum and Vasquez was huge in this game. And let's not forget about Hainsworth.
So Skyline with the win, their 4th straight win that have come by 3 points or less. They now are 8-6 on the season, 1-0 in conference play. And San Mateo, a good showing. They fall to 6-9. So that'll do it here from a fun doubleheader between Skyline and San Mateo. For my partner, Joaquin Wallace, and the rest of the Bay Area Online Sports Network team, I am Paul Meisen saying so long from San Mateo. Your final score, Skyline 70, San Mateo 67.